Okay, I'm gonna try and get this all in one shot because my computer sucks and has no space, and I don't want to have to deal with like editing a bunch of shit. So I've had a fuckload of people asking me how the import works, and I'm gonna tell you right now. I have like a little list here I'm gonna read off of, and that's basically my guidelines of how it works, and I'll kind of explain how it worked for me. So first thing happened when I got there was they signed the title over to me, which you need to do. So you need a certificate of title that has to be completed by the seller saying that I now own the vehicle. Done. Next thing you do, find an import agent. Do not do it yourself. You can. It's just a lot more of a pain in the ass to actually go down to the border and fill out the paperwork and shit. Not worth it. Hire the import agent. I mean, you're already paying so much money in taxes. Why not just pay like a few hundred extra to get somebody to deal with it for you? So I did that. Hired the customs agent. She dealt with everything. It was so easy. She literally just sent me the paperwork that I needed to sign. I signed it, sent it back. She dealt with it. But after the certificate of title, you need a Form 1 from the border, which is like a blue and white piece of paper. It's called like a B-15. That's only if you're doing it yourself. When I did it, I didn't need a Form 1. They sent me the email and stated right in it, no Form 1 required because it was a paperless import. Then you need the casual goods form and duties paid, which I did. The import agent sent me that. It's basically just an invoice. Says, you know, the value of your car and how much taxes are on it. It actually worked out to be not too bad, thankfully. So pay the taxes, and then after you pay the taxes, I got an email saying that they're working on the RIV submission, which is basically like your federal inspection kind of deal. Just make sure the car is legal and has everything that it needs to be brought into Canada. The basic things it needs: daytime running lights, needs to say in kilometers per hour your speed, and I forget what the other one is. But then once the vehicle is in BC, like it is now, I'm sitting in it, hello. Then what I did actually, sorry, I'll get back to that. They shipped the car. When they shipped the car, I brought the title and everything down to ICBC, the insurance place, because British Columbia only has one insurance company for all of British Columbia. Stupid. I went down there, gave them all the info, showed them the title and everything, and I told them I want my own insurance on the car while it's being shipped. So that insurance only applied wheels up. So that meant, because they were shipping the car, if the wheels touched the ground, if somebody was driving it here, it's not insured. It was on a flatbed trailer. They brought it from the shop to the border. They picked it up from the border after the 3-day hold, and then they dropped it here. Once the wheels touched the ground here, insurance was gone. So I had to go back down. I got temporary license plates and temporary insurance on it. So I can still drive it around until I have my RIV inspection on Monday. So got that done. Been driving around for a few days. Had to make the car legal for Canada. So daytime running lights were good. I could set it to kilometers an hour, which is good. And then the only other thing I had to do was strip the tint off. So in Canada, you're not allowed any tint on the windshield unless it's like a little strip up top. And no tint on the driver or passenger side windows. Back windows, whatever, can be as dark as you want. No one gives a shit. So the tint came off, went really easy, brought it down to my guys at Haymack Auto Glass, I should say. They're really good. I brought my Subaru in. Every time I get a rock chip or whatever in the windshield, they usually fix it for free. They stripped all this off for like $50. Good dudes. And then what happens next is, come Monday, I'm hoping to get my email back about the RIV passing, because they did the inspection at the border. But if I don't get that, that's no big deal. I have to bring the car down to Canadian Tire, because evidently that's the only place that does this RIV inspection now, or for the provincial inspection. So I have to bring the car down there. They have to make sure that it is certified for BC, that it's up to BC car standards, unless it's like 15 years or older, then it can be whatever the fuck you want, I think. But I don't think I'll have any issues with that. I'll just have to bring down all my paperwork showing that I'm the owner with the title and all this other shit, duties paid on my taxes. And what they do basically is they just inspect the car, make sure that it's legal, and then I'll have to pay tax on the tires, which doesn't make any sense to me, but I have to pay tax on the tires. Then, once I'm done that on Monday, that is when I can bring all that paperwork saying that it passed the provincial inspection. I can bring it back to ICBC and I can tell them, all right, everything's good, get me insured properly. So that's when they set me up with ownership of the car and all this other shit. And then get the proper paperwork, and then they can license it and insure it properly. So I'll get my actual plates and everything, which I'll probably, not sure which ones I'll get, because we can get custom ones. I might have to look into that. So after all that's done, it'll be finally fully brought into Canada properly. Kind of a long process, but at the same time it's not. It was just broken up in big segments for me, because it took so long for the car to get here. Just be with you know, the agents and everybody trying to, you know, talk back and forth from the States to here, and the trucking company. It was a bit of a process, but I don't expect it to be that long with a lot of cars. I feel like this one was just weird because I won the car, I didn't buy the car. So it was just weird trying to sign over everything and showing that I owned it, even though I didn't have anything saying I paid money for it. Makes things a little weird. Worked out fine. So yeah, and I mean the car's got a little bit of snow on it right now, which, I mean, everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with you? You can't have it in the snow. Well, I don't really have a choice right now because I don't have the keys to my new apartment yet. Oh Jesus, come on, camera, you can do this, I believe. All right, that'll have to do. I'll just duck down a bit more. Because my new apartment is, I'm actually like up at the kind of a top of a mountain by a university right now. So we get a lot of snow, but if I drive down the hill, they don't have any. But the new place, I'm waiting on the keys, should be here hopefully sometime this week. It'll be much better. There's 2 underground parking spots and a secured garage, so I can park this and my Subaru next to each other, and they can be like best buddies. And yeah, I didn't really want to waste money on a car cover because I'm moving to a spot that has underground parking, so what's the point? Yeah, and I think that's about everything that happened with importing the car. That's all I can think of. If people have more questions, then I guess ask, and I'll try and do my best to answer them. I had a lot of people asking me how much I paid for taxes. It varies from car to car, because at the border they evaluate the price of it based on who the fuck knows. So I thought for sure I was gonna be dumping out like 15 grand for taxes, which is a write-off, so you can bring that in during your next tax season, or I'm going to anyways, and try and get some of that money back, not all of it, but yeah, I thought it was gonna be about 15 grand, but it actually ended up being less. I'm not going to give you the exact number because I don't want people putting values on my car. I value it pretty high because it's pretty fucking dope. Yeah, that's about it. Any questions, feel free to comment, ask me, check out my Instagram. You can send me messages on there. I usually try and answer as many people as I can on there. Yeah, okay, cool. That's about all I got. So I'm going to go throw this on, no editing. Just one shot so you can hear me ramble for 9.5 minutes. Cool. Peace.